Welcome back to the Scaredy Cat Guide, my friends. My name is Jenny, and today we are talking about It's a Small World in Disney's Magic Kingdom. If you're new here, this is the channel where we talk about theme parks and anxiety, we talk about sensory issues, and really just anything that you might want to know if you're an anxious rider like I am. Now, It's a Small World has been around for quite some time. It is very much an older attraction and definitely shows its age in some places, but it's definitely a fan favorite and for good reason. It's fun, it's relaxing, but of course, if you have anxiety like I do, there are definitely a few things that we need to talk about. So without further ado, let's dive into those details. This Magic Kingdom classic contains animatronics, a long ride duration, and lots of dolls. So let's start off with the obvious here, and that is the oodles of animatronics we have on this attraction. Now, we are looking at approximately 240 on this ride alone. On top of this, these are the older models, so of course they are prone to malfunctioning and jittering and all the other fun things that just come with age. These guys are very much in the uncanny valley and could even be considered creepy just on their own with their very doll-like design. Now, if dolls don't bother you at all, you will probably have nothing to worry about here, but for someone like me who finds them just a little bit creepy, the It's a Small World animatronics definitely fall into that category for me. However, despite the fact that they are very doll-like animatronics, they are very friendly and not intentionally scary at all. In fact, the art design here is absolutely stunning. The costuming is fabulous, and if you really appreciate Mary Blair's style and artistry here, it really is something to behold. So all of this to say, it really very much just depends on you individually, but I just wanted to mention this just in case you or someone in your party doesn't like dolls or animatronics, because these can be just a little bit iffy. Now, It's a Small World is of course a dark ride, but it's very well lit. There really isn't just a ton of unprecedented darkness in this particular attraction, and the entire vibe is very happy, very celebratory, and the show scenes are bright and beautiful. There is a rumbling volcano in one of the show scenes that sounds a little bit like thunder. Of course, this is not meant to be scary in any way, but if you have sensory issues like me, or if you're like my daughter who really just does not like the thunder element on so many of these Disney attractions, it might be something to look out for. Now, finally, there are a few clowns in the ride finale, so if that's something you might want to look out for, just know that they are there. They're kind of tucked off up high in the ceiling, and many people would probably miss them altogether. Again, they're not super scary or anything like that, at least not intentionally, but they are clown doll animatronics, and I could definitely see that being a triple whammy for some people. Now let's talk about those ride vehicles. Now, what we have here are individual boats that seat around 24 passengers in 6 rows of 4. Now, these are very similar to what we'll find over on Pirates of the Caribbean or Living with the Land. We have no lap bar or any restraints of any kind, so rest assured if you are very claustrophobic with that sort of thing. However, even though there are no restraints, we definitely need to talk about that ride duration. Now, It's a Small World clocks in at a whopping 15 minutes. It is a very long attraction for a dark ride in Disney World, and on top of its just long duration, it's also a very slow, meandering boat ride that could make some claustrophobic riders like me just a little bit antsy. Now that you have all the facts, let's actually go hop in line. Now, this one usually has a pretty short wait time overall, so I'm excited to do this together. Let's go. You'll find the entrance to this attraction in the Fantasyland section of Magic Kingdom. Now, this queue is extremely straightforward. You will just walk under the sign and find yourself in this little covered area. It is open, so there's no AC or anything like that, but you definitely will get a little shade from the sun or cover from the rain, even if it's a little bit hot in there. Now, the line will just wind back and forth in this area, and you can actually see the loading station from the very start of the queue. This, of course, makes it a great attraction to really get a look at the ride vehicles and see if that's something that you would be comfortable with. Now, this line will just make its way around the loading station. You'll go down a couple of ramps and very quickly find yourself at the loading station. A cast member will sort you into your lanes. You'll make your way to your boats, take a seat, and the ride can embark. Now, It's a Small World is a very simplistic, if repetitive ride, but it is very magical, it's very nostalgic, and it definitely has a very special place in my heart. Now, Now, basically, when it sets off, you will find yourself going through a series of rooms that all represent different continents and areas of the world. It really is just a big celebration of culture and us coming together as one planet. And if you ever stop to listen to the lyrics, even though this song can be annoying for some people, I absolutely love the lyrics. I think they are just so beautiful, and I definitely recommend paying attention next time you're on. Now, we will start off in Europe, and we'll see lots of little sections in this particular room of all these countries in Europe, and this will be a recurring theme through the rest of the ride. After Europe, we'll move right along into the Middle East, once again finding representations of different countries in that region. After the Middle East, we'll end up in Asia, then Africa, of course, Central and South America, and finally the Pacific Isles. Of course, with this having a fairly long ride duration at 15 minutes, we really get to spend plenty of time in each of these regions. And if you can tolerate the song repeating over and over again, it really is a very entertaining ride. There's so much to look at. Like I said, the costuming and the art design is so incredible. And of course, along the way, you'll come across these over 240 animatronics. They will all be dancing and waving and singing the song all around you. And like I said, even though they can be maybe a little bit creepy for some people, they are very friendly, and you know what, even could be cute if you squint your eyes and turn your head a little bit. Now, after passing through the Pacific Isles, we will find ourselves in the finale, which sees all of these dolls, all of these countries kind of coming together into one beautiful finale. Everyone is dressed in white. We get to hear the beautiful new verse that was added to It's a Small World. And after this, we will enter this small little room that has goodbye in many different languages on the wall, and we'll find ourselves back at the loading station. Now, of course, leaving this attraction is just as straightforward as coming in. You will exit the boat and make your way up a couple of ramps before finding yourself right back in the middle of Fantasyland. And there we have it. What do you think about It's a Small World? Like I said, this one really holds a very special place in my heart. To me, I find it pretty relaxing. I don't feel too terribly claustrophobic personally, even though it has a long ride time. And I absolutely adore seeing all the costuming and the art style. So to me, it's a very pleasant experience. It's very relaxing and is just a special, happy place for me. However, like I said, if you really don't like animatronics or dolls or even clowns, there is a lot to think about with this particular attraction. So let me know in the comments, do you find these dolls creepy? Are they cute? I would love to know what you think. Now, of course, if you enjoyed this ride review and would like to see more like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, stick around, stay a while. We would love to have you in our little community of anxious riders. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.